Welcome into the Able Ice Arena. The Drake Bulldogs taking on the Northern Illinois Huskies in this one, the second of two matchups here this weekend, as Drake at the losing end of a 3-9 decision in last night's contest, but looking to get a little bit of revenge here today. They're going to be a little undermanned without a couple starters down today, with Matt Garcia and Charles Brownell being out, but we'll be right back after the national anthem. It is day two of weekend action between the Bulldogs and the Huskies. Someone going to show that he got that dog in him here in game number two action. It will be Cole Jackson in net for the Bulldogs. That 9-3 win for the Huskies last night coming against Carter Osgood. And you look at a 9-3 decision, but 48 saves for Osgood in last night's contest.
It was a very good contest last night that I had the pleasure of calling for you guys. Northern Illinois just constantly kept putting the body on Drake, and it just worked out for them in their favor. Let's see if Drake can bounce back and put the body back on the Huskies.
Mentioned before, the Bulldogs start in this game without Charles Brownell or Matty Garcia in their opening lineup. Taking their place will be John Luke Schillenberger at defenseman and Bladen Wolver at the left wing. As this one is underway, Northern Illinois winning the opening faceoff, and puck coming to the near side looking for Zetsuko, and it'll go all the way down ice back behind, with By giving chase, comes around for Noble, as the Huskies put up early action yesterday, a quick goal in the first period before continuing to pile it on, a 5-1 lead at one point before eventually coming away with that 6-goal win.
And that first goal that Northern Illinois scored yesterday came, it didn't come too early in that game. It was a very contested back and forth action at the beginning of that first period. Northern Illinois just found the net, and they just never looked back since.
In net for the Huskies today is the number 34 out of Tacoma, Illinois, Jacob Piros. So he'll be hoping to match what we saw from Jacob Sherman in yesterday's contest in the 6-goal victory for the Huskies here on the road. Comes to Retsuko here in the middle, comes away from him. By will pick it up at center ice, dumps it forward into the offensive zone. Trying to set this one up in front. Wolver! First goal of the game, one of the first career goals for Bladen Wolver. In fact, his first career point as a member of the Bulldogs comes just a minute into the game. The two-time leading scorer in the Des Moines High School Hockey League finds the back of the net for the first time in the college ranks.
Flashback to last week against UW-Platteville. I referenced that game a lot in yesterday's game. The setup from behind the goal line, it just, again, executed to perfection. First shot of the game, and the Bulldogs bark first in the Battle of the Dogs.
I believe that assist going to Parker Peterson. Had a masterful game last Friday night with 4 total assists. Puck comes off the backboards. Jackson will dump it over here for Owen DeCrow. DeCrow up the far side looking for Henderson. Goes off Madigan's skate. Madigan, we've talked a lot about this season, a guy that we'll see in net quite a few times this year, but also has the ability to skate out as Jackson knocks this one off to the right side. Deflected away, picked up, and sent around by Kowalewski. Madigan trying to dump this one forward. And it was Norman leading that one behind. Goes over the far side. DeCrow giving chase. Fisher coming into the game as well. Peterson back in along with Madigan and Henderson, the front line. This one poke checked away, comes back into the neutral zone. Fisher had a quick wrist shot goal last Saturday. And a big shot for Drake. This one goes around away from Peterson. Goes to the backboards behind the goalkeeper, Piros. One shot on goal so far for both teams. 2.5 minutes gone in the first period. Taking over the far side is Koval. Knocked away, and now Peterson going one-on-one with Piros. And good defense right from behind on the rebound. Wolver was looking for goal number 2. Puck
swing and a miss.
Comes back to Soroyce, goes around the boards. Weitzel there defensively for Northern Illinois, trying to play that one in front. No one there for the centering pass. Peterson sends it back around. Alta Cruz there. Alta Cruz 6 goals last weekend. Nothing to show so far for the 2 games here. As they'll sum this one back to Soroyce. Soroyce, good shoulder check there, and the stick then thrown afterwards. And that is going to be a penalty called against NIU.
2 minutes for hooking.
So it'll be an early power play here for Drake, 16:45 on the clock.
Drake went 0-2 last night on the power play. Northern Illinois, Drake only had 1 penalty, and it was a 5-minute. Oh, it was a 2. Oh no, wait, no, we got 2 guys going to the box here. So we might have a 5-on-3 here.
No, it looks like one is going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. So he's going to remain in the box, and someone else. Oh no, it is.
It is going to be 5-on-3.
They had 4 players out there. Yeah, 5-on-3 action for Drake for the next 2 minutes. But they're sending okay, there we go. It's just a substitution.
Okay. Oh, no. There's still 3 guys.
Yeah, they were subbing out. That's what Noble was skating on. It looked like it was going to be 4, but no, it will be 5-on-3 here. As Alta Cruz will handle the faceoff for Drake. Kept it in the zone, fed over to DeCrow.
Yeah, power play for last night in summary for you guys. Northern Illinois only had 1 power play, and it was a 5-minute major. So you had plenty of time to get many goals out of that. They only got 1 out of it, though.
So Brownell finally into the game. Alta Cruz trying to go, and about as open of a net as you could get, but DeCrow cannot capitalize. Here's Peterson into the middle. This one goes up and flipped around. DeCrow sends it back to By. Minute 20 left on the power play chance. This one deflected in front, going off the leg of Marks.
I think that one shot actually, it's the most pleasurable sounds in hockey, but if you're the one that's shooting, it's the worst sound. You hit the iron.
Anderson and Burkett will come on for the penalty kill for the NIU Huskies. Drake leading 1-0, 16:02 left here in the first period. Brownell wins the faceoff. Peterson trying to gain control of the puck, fighting with Anderson on the near side. Goes back behind. Peterson will get over to it, flipped up in the air, gains control, deflected away, and Alta Cruz comes up with it.
Great hand-eye coordination on the recovery for that.
Looking for a similar type of setup, but this one deflected away. Good stick work by Burkett to get a piece of it. Alta Cruz. And good job.
Kept it in.
Last second, able to keep it in. 45 seconds left on the penalty kill for the Huskies. They've done a great job packing in front of net. Brownell over to Peterson. Brownell back to Peterson off the boards. This one flipped on, and a nice save, and frozen with 29 seconds on the power play. 15-14 left in the first period. Drake leading 1-0. And winning the shots on goal here so far, 6-1, as Jackson has only been tested once so far.
Very one-sided game so far, if I had to say. The scoreboard doesn't show it, but most of this period has been played on our left side here.
Ritzico handled the face-off against Brownell as the Huskies trying to get through this power or penalty kill unscathed. Do a great job clearing here. Drake will have time for maybe one more opportunity back down ice.
So quickly they go here.
So under 20 seconds on the power play, 15 minutes in the game clock. Brought forward, lost it on the deke move, and Drake will be unable to get another shot off before the conclusion of this double power play. So the Huskies back to full strength. And it remains a 1-0 game with 14:40 left in the first period. And that'll draw an icing whistle. I don't know if they'd realized that the penalty kill had ended. But it'll come down to the other side. 14:34 left in the first. Bladen Wolver, the deciding shot so far. His first career goal as a member of the Bulldogs. Once had an 8-goal game last year as a member of the Des Moines Pirates. Multiple 4-goal games, was a menace to Des Moines High School Hockey League goalies. And now it is Piros getting the call on the first Bladen Wolver Bulldog goal. Speaking of Wolver, handling the faceoff, Drake had possession for a second, but taken back away by NIU. Off the boards, Wolver couldn't get to it. Now flipped off the boards ahead for Kowalewski. Good move over the top. Defense from behind, able to help out and not let him get a good shot off, but Jackson on the save as he has faced 3 shots, none of them getting past so far.
I mean, you allowed the breakaway there, but good defensive stick to stay back and make sure you don't get a clean shot. It's one thing you do not want to allow.
Wolver wins the faceoff, getting this one over to Madigan. Looking for a quick break the other way on a 3-on-2 counterattack. Madigan has it poked away, regains possession. Schellenberger trying to get in on it. And now Kowalewski showing off that speed, getting back down ice again, but Soroyce there defensively. Schellenberger coming over as well, goes off of the glass to Norman. Keeps it away from Uknis, who is coming over for the Huskies. This one just flipped down ice by Wolver. Piros lost it for a second off the deflection.
I think he thought he had it for a minute.
Here on the near side, Koval is back into the middle. Nice deke move there, goes up over the top of the goal on the shot attempt. Puck gets away, Norman picks it up. Trying to go forward for Brody Madigan.
Madigan was a little upset at himself. He turned around a little too late.
Cross the blue line, puck controlled here by Uknis. Koval calling for it as he was unmarked. Wolver comes away with it after it was poked away. It's the starting front line with Fisher and Schellenberger in at defenseman. Clock stops with 12:59 left here in the first period, and they will line it up on the far side.
I think they called icing on that. Yeah, they called icing on that.
DeCrow replaces Schellenberger at defenseman. As Brownell, they line it up in their normal starting front line now with all 3 of their seniors, as Fisher can't keep it in the zone. That pass from DeCrow kind of pulled him back a little bit. Here's Brownell, 2 goals last night for the Bulldogs, over to Peterson. Deflected up and saved. Peterson, a big weekend last week, had a goal on Saturday, 4 assists on Friday night in the weekend split with, that was Platteville last week. Brownell with a face-off win. Lost it in the middle there as Alta Cruz and Peterson trying to come in to help him out. Marks giving chase after knocking the puck away. Peterson trying to regain it, but it is taken away by Aceste. It's Malik on the far side. Pass in the middle for Aceste. Another save here for Cole Jackson. Strong defensive game so far. This one goes off the skate of Friedman to the near side. Good deflection in front. Marks Alta Cruz got his body in front of the shot attempt. Malik letting it go behind net. Good setup in front, but it is Brownell there to get a piece of it. And now 2-on-1 chance. Alta Cruz couldn't get that pass through, trying to get to it. Looking for Peterson. Goes through the wickets for Parker Peterson, and they cannot get the breakaway chance goal.
I don't think Peterson was expecting that pass, to be honest. He didn't have his stick down, and as soon as Alta Cruz got there, slapped at it, and it went right through.
This one picked up at center ice, brought into the offensive zone here by Wend. Wendy back behind net, looking to try and set something up. Fed back to the defensive line as Anderson tried to put it back in the middle of things. By over there defensively. Shot goes wide right of the net. Brownell able to flip this one around the boards, but kept in the zone by Anderson.
Nice defensive stick.
That was DeCrow on the stop. Norman into the game as well. Drake having to get a little creative with their line today, down 3 players as Everett Bridgman and Kinnick Sager out with injury, and Matt Garcia not available tonight. Do get Brody Madigan as a skater in this one with Jackson in net, Osgood the backup. 1-0, 10:35 left here in the first period. Brownell tried to get the deke move, but poked away here defensively by number 6-7.
Not again. I deal with that enough at work, man. Come on.
Brownell into the near side corner. Good stick work taken away there by Acesti.
Oh.
Burkett will take this back to the defensive zone as we reach the halfway point here in the first period. Wolver interrupts this pass. Try to skate through 2 defenders, but taken right back. Noble into the offensive zone. When I would say 3-on-3, you would think 3 players on 3 players, but it was Noble versus Wolver, number 3 versus number 3, as Wolver got the steal back.
Yeah, that's a different way of calling that.
9:41 left in the first period. Drake 1, NIU 0. As Jackson pitching the shutout so far, Wolver had the goal just a minute 15 into the first period, but a power play chance coming up for NIU.
Knock on wood when you say the word shutout here. Knock on wood.
Cross check called against Wolver. So 2 minutes up on the penalty board for Drake.
Like I said, Northern Illinois had the 1 power play, a 5-minute major. They did score once, but it technically goes under as one goal on 2 opportunities.
Last Friday night, Drake did a great job on the penalty kill as they had 4 chances and no goals allowed. But Saturday was a different story, allowing 2 power play goals to Platteville and what ended up being a 5-4 loss. Now trying to keep a 1-goal lead here. 1:39 left in the penalty kill as the puck is frozen by Jackson. Acesti will face off here with Peterson. Freeman trying to dump this one back, gets it to Weitzel. Weitzel from straight on goes left of the net, and Alta Cruz, it looked like, able to get a piece of that down ice. Drake has applied a lot more pressure on the penalty kill, extending that reach up a little bit with Peterson and Alta Cruz over the last couple of weeks.
I'll definitely say so far this game, Drake. Oh, hold up.
As another save for Jackson on the leg pad.
Like I said, Drake has been able to apply the pressure, which they didn't do a lot of last night. Right in the rink directly behind us here, but it's been working so far for them.
Friedman off the boards, finds Anderson back near the blue line. Goes wide left to the net, by trying to get it out of the zone, and now Peterson giving chase. And a smart move by Piros just to get that out of the danger zone. And now Drake at a little bit of a disadvantage, 2 men back. As Palmer brings it into the offensive zone. Acesti was setting up. Noble and Koval join him down there. And one more late substitution with Wendy coming in. 25 seconds on the penalty kill as this one goes up and out of play.
I almost started singing Highway to the Danger Zone from Maverick. Or Top Gun, I should say.
Face off in the far circle as Drake trying to get out of this penalty kill with a maintained 1-goal lead. Royce sends it back to the defensive zone. Deflected over. Koval will pick it up. Down to 15 seconds on power play for the Huskies. Northern Illinois over on the far side. Koval off the boards ahead. Noble into the offensive zone. And a big one-timer chance, but couldn't get a good look. And Drake is back at full strength. Wolver enters the fray. Down to 7.5 left in the first period.
Great penalty kill by Drake.
And that will be an icing call, as Drake just wanted to get it out of the zone, did what they needed to, but now will come back to the near side for the Bulldogs. It'll be Wendy facing off with Brownell for their respective squads. Brownell and the Bulldogs come away with control of the puck. Soroy sends it right back. Madigan getting over to it for Drake. Wolver, good poke check away by Retsuko, excuse me.
Shot goes wide.
Brownell able to get it over to himself. Mentioned before, had the 2 goals last night. Has 4 total on the season entering the weekend, so 6 now after a great game in last night's contest. Alta Cruz, a team leader with 8 entering the weekend, 5 of those coming last Friday night, and also an additional one on Saturday against Platteville. A wonderful weekend for the senior.
See if we can get another one here this weekend, this morning. By the way, if anyone's watching and they notice that there's a player out there wearing something pink, last night was Drake's Pink in the Rink night. So a lot of the pink equipment still on some of the players' helmets, and I would say jerseys, but I don't think the ribbons on the jersey.
Clock stops, 6:12 left in the first period. As face-off on the far side. It'll be Heim on one side for NIU as he comes away with a face-off win against Peterson. Sexton off the boards. This one comes into the near side corner as the starting unit back out there for NIU for the most part. The shot deflected up and out of play. Stops the clock again with just under 6 minutes on the board.
I think Northern Illinois is getting a little upset the fact of how many times the puck's been hitting the wrong net. We ain't trying to fish here, because that is a fishing net.
Wolver, the lone goal so far here for Drake. As the Crow around the boards, Norman gets control of the puck, feeds it ahead for Peterson. Henderson skating to his right, lost it on the deke move, but able to regain possession. Centering pass, looking for Henderson, just a little off target. Deflected off the stick. This pass forward, looking for Euknes.
Skipped right under Henderson's stick there on that opportunity.
Under 5.5 left in the first period. Fisher having that one pinned up against the boards. Gets free and controlled now. Heim deflected by Henderson. Good defensive play by the freshman. Henderson, the freshman out of Waukee Northwest High School. Trying to get this one over to him. Deflected off the stick. Sexton puts it right back into the offensive zone. Kowalewski trying to gain possession. They'll get it to him in the far side corner. Centering pass here.
Nice save.
And Jackson again. Literally might be Stonewall Jackson.
You can call him Action Jackson.
A little strong off the boards, but Peterson passed behind, getting it to Brownell. Too much defensive pressure there applied by Yuknes and taken away. Peterson looking for Brownell, can't chop it down, and it'll go over to Alta Cruz. Off the deflection, Brownell's shot. Couldn't get a clean look. Knocked back out, Schellenberger.
Again, Drake with the pressure.
Alta Cruz over to Peterson. Comes back to Schellenberger. Shot goes wide right of the net. Under 4 minutes left here in the first period. Sir Royce back looking for Alta Cruz. Good defensive play in the defensive zone made, though, and now a 3-on-2 counterattack chance. Pass forward looking for Kowalewski. Poked away, and it'll come back to Peterson. He and Brownell leading the charge into the offensive zone. Checked into the boards by Brownell. This one goes up and over the net. Pretty even game so far. 9 shots on goal each way. It looked like they were going to call icing for a second, but that was on a mistake made by the NIU defender on the far side. As flying in here looking for a one-on-one chance.
Wide.
3 minutes on the clock before first intermission. Sir Royce gets over to it for Drake. His pass deflected. Burkett comes up with it, keeping it in the zone around the boards. Controlled here, looking to try and center up an opportunity. And that one will be frozen with just over 2.5 left in the first period. DeCrow and by a defensive switch for Drake. Madigan can't get it out of the zone. It's kept in by. Sends this one around. Norman over to it for Drake. Big check into the boards, but NIU able to maintain possession. Malik trying to set up in front of net. Deflected away. Good stick work there by the Drake defense. 2:13 on the clock. Friedman can't get a clean pass through. Goes to the far side. Burkett. And Jackson will freeze it again. 12th shot on goal for Northern Illinois. As Drake had the 6-1 shots on goal early on, but it has been all NIU since 12-9, the shots on goal differential right now.
11-3 swing since that 6-1 differential. Northern Illinois finding the pressure here. Scores.
That one just left out in front, and Jackson couldn't quite get over to it in time. First goal of the game this time for NIU. And that'll tie things up 1-1 with 1:51 on the clock.
That's what's bitten Drake this entire weekend. Those loose pucks out in front. You just cannot constantly rely on your goaltender. You got to make sure those pucks get to a spot where a defender can get there.
I believe that goal was scored by number 78 for the Huskies, Roman Malik.
Out of Aurora, Illinois.
So all the momentum now on Northern Illinois' side as they are finally able to even this one up. Madigan trying to get a piece of it. Malik, fresh off the goal, brings it back into offensive zone. Deflected back off the boards. And on that goal, it was great perseverance by the NIU offense, just continuing to work and try and get a clean shot off, and eventually able to sneak one past Cole Jackson. Down to 1:15 left in the first period. Drake scored just over a minute into the period, and NIU answers with under 2 left before the intermission. Huskies pass this one back in the middle, left behind though. Flipped up, Alta Cruz, one-on-one chance.
Stick lifted. Oh, but they got a penalty coming though.
I think they may have called a little bit of a hook there from behind. or maybe interference. So Drake will end the period with a power play chance, barring a quick goal, 57 seconds, as that one goes against Ethan Koval.
And Koval did not like that call.
So 2-minute penalty up on the board for NIU. Drake 0 for 1 on the power play here so far, and what was a 5-on-3 opportunity, but couldn't take advantage. Alta Cruz keeps this one here. Goes back to Peterson, looking back to go to Alta Cruz. DeCrow by the hair of his chinny chin chin.
And now it's out.
DeCrow skating back, able to get to the puck. They keep it away from Wendy, who was coming down with a full head of steam. 30 seconds on the board in the first period. Brownell skating the near side, keeps control of the puck. Goes over
17.
to DeCrow. By, let it skip past him, down to 12 seconds for intermission. And NIU will try to run this clock out.
2 seconds and 1.
And that will do it here in the first period. Drake will start the second period with a minute-plus power play chance as they look to try and retake the lead. But Roman Malik got the equalizer late in the first period, make it 1-1 as we go into intermission. You're watching Drake Hockey on Pardon My French Media. We're getting ready for second period action. Drake got the early lead 1-0, but a late goal by Roma Malik in the late stages of that first period, tying things up at 1 apiece. Bladen Wolver, first career goal. Got a chance to talk with him in between the first and second period. Talked about that, it's a huge weight off the shoulders and a long time coming for him. This was a guy that was a prolific goal scorer in high school and finally able to get that monkey off his shoulder here in the first period today.
Don't you just love it when you get that monkey off your back?
It's always a great feeling. And now we're back here for the second period. Let's see if we can add a couple more to that scoreboard early this morning.
Drake will start with the power play with 1:02 left on the penalty kill for the Huskies. That penalty was called against Ethan Koval, as Peterson brings it right into the offensive zone. Brownell behind him. As they go back to Brownell. Peterson trying to get a backhand opportunity. Puck still loose, and it'll be frozen with 46 seconds on the penalty kill.
Forgot to stop the music, it sounds like.
There we go.
There'll be a face-off here on the near side dot.
I think she heard me when I said that. Immediately stops the music.
Alta Cruz sends it back to Bai. Brownell back to Alta Cruz. This offensive unit have generated a lot of the goals this season for Drake. Wolver was part of that unit earlier, as this one deflected away to Crow.
Gonna get up top there.
15 seconds on the power play chance. Puck moved back around. Good passing back and forth as Bai flips this one over, and it got deflected up, and was wondering if that one was going to have an opportunity over the shoulder. Now 3 seconds as NIU will get through this penalty kill unscathed. Back at full strength as Koval comes onto the ice. Alta Cruz fires this one in and saved by Piros.
Got out of the penalty kill, but they weren't out of the woods of the offensive opportunity that Drake has.
And they will keep it on that side with Brownell. Going to handle the face-off for Drake. Off the boards, Schellenberger. Excuse me, that is DeCrow. Alta Cruz gets it back behind. Over to Peterson. Peterson looking for a wraparound chance.
And late, very early whistle there.
Net came off the moorings. Seen that once on each side here so far. Score 1-1, 18:40 left in the second period. Off the boards, picked up again in the offensive zone, Brownell. They were able to get a piece of his stick from behind, otherwise he was going to look for a quick wrist shot.
Actually, I think he was looking for the cross-ice pass because he was looking right on that.
Heim sends it back behind the boards. As Peterson dumps it off and played forward for Alta Cruz. Too strong though. And
Icing.
they will call icing.
It's kind of like last night where there was an icing call that they decided to call, but the Drake player was in front of the defenseman by the time the puck, by the time the players got there.
Peterson will send this back around. This line has been out there for over 2 minutes of game time now. With no changes, as DeCrow gets back to it behind Jackson. Jackson, 1 goal allowed here so far on 13 shots.
Need to get it down so they can get a line change here, because now here comes Northern Illinois is going to get pressure here.
Good move made by Peterson. Looking to go one-on-one. Can he get the go-ahead goal? He does not. Stuffed there on the backhand chance. Piros getting that leg pad out.
Kick pad save.
Trying to get a centering pass that's taken away by Sexton. Comes back into the neutral zone to Crow.
Something on the ice now over here on the left side. I don't know what it is.
Drake finally subbing in a little bit as Fisher, Madigan, and Norman all check in. Brownell comes off and Wolver enters play. The 1 goal so far for Drake, backhand saved by Jackson. Madigan trying to play this one forward. Goes back controlled as Marks sends it back into the neutral zone. Fisher and the Drake defensive third picks it up. This one will probably draw an icing whistle, and it will. Clock stops 16:41 in the second.
Yeah, the ref picked that up. Okay, cool.
I don't know what that was. Something flew off the Northern Illinois bench, and it landed, I believe it was either on the E or the M of Mid-American here on the left side here. Right side of your screen. Face-off won by Drake, as they're going to try and bring it back through the neutral zone here.
Comes back to Bai in the defensive third. Koval giving chase with Madigan. Full head of steam trying to cause some havoc. Wolver goes under his stick.
Oh, loose puck.
Norman couldn't keep it in the zone. Madigan back across the blue line. Now some pressure back up front. Madigan was in net for the 5-4 loss on Saturday against Platteville last week. As this one
out.
That one missed by about 3 inches from being the go-ahead goal for Northern Illinois on a quick backhand that I don't think Jackson was expecting. Here's Wolver back the other way. Wrist shot goes up over the net. Madigan comes around. Norman. Want to give a shout out to his family listening in from Fort Worth, Texas.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Friedman gets it here. This one going all the way down ice. We'll draw another whistle.
I think Drake forgot they already killed their penalty kill.
(15-18) left in the second period as Drake and the Huskies tied up at 1 apiece. Low-scoring game compared to the 12 goals we saw scored last night in the 9-3 win. But if you're Drake's side, you're happy to see that. You know, you make 1 or 2 nice plays as Alta Cruz trying to get one here, trying to get the pass over to Madigan, but interrupted by Burkett getting back.
See, that's the odd thing about a 2-on-1 opportunity. It's either if you shoot it and it's saved, that's the incorrect choice, and if you pass it and it's intercepted, it's the wrong choice as well. It's a double-edged sword as to which one you do unless you can execute it properly.
And that's why, as a coach, you have your team practice 2-on-1 offensively and defensively. That's going to be a tripping call against Anderson. Alta Cruz, puck was still loose, but just as Jackson got to the bench. So it'll be another power play chance here for Drake.
Third time's the charm, huh?
Hoping for the best as the Bulldogs look to retake the lead. 14:37 left in the second period.
Oh, you did call the penalty, right? It is true. I thought it was a hook.
No, that stick got down low, and you could see, I think it was Alta Cruz got tripped up a little bit. Puck comes back to DeCrow as the power play unit in for Drake. Brownell might have gotten a piece of it defensively for NIU. Peterson feeds it over to DeCrow. In front, looking for Brownell, goes back behind. Knocked it away from Sexton. Brownell sends it back to Schollenberger. Back to Brownell. Got the better of Sturman twice last night. And one-timer is saved on the leg pad again.
Open slot opportunity, and it almost capitalized. Bodied off the puck. And are we going to get a penalty for that one?
You're going to call a cross-check, it looks like.
No, that's interference. Brownell is going to the box. Wow.
So there will be a 44-second difference between the two penalties. So 4-on-4 for the next minute 16, and then a power play chance for NIU.
Speaking of families that are watching from out of state, Tiffany Palmer, I'm assuming the mother of Liam Palmer of Northern Illinois, watching from David Junction, Illinois. If I assumed incorrectly, I apologize.
Almost the entire roster from NIU coming from our neighbors to the east, with the only difference being, it looks like, Tate Noble and Marks, both of them coming from Minnesota. Everyone else out of Illinois, and excuse me, Severin Anderson out of Michigan as well. Save here by Jackson on a couple of opportunities.
Four-on-four action for another 53 seconds, and then Drake will go back. Will go to their second penalty kill.
This one fed back to DeCrow. And bad pass intercepted. Schellenberger the only one back as Rutzico tried to get the up and under move, and on the rebound, it is frozen. 33 seconds left on the penalty for NIU.
Excuse me, Davis Junction, Illinois, not David Junction. Davis Junction. One letter makes all the difference. One letter.
Hey, I'm pretty sure that one letter could cause mail to get sent back to the post office.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Weitzel with it here on the near side. Trying to direct the offense down to 20 seconds left on the 4-on-4. And a better pass. Big shot there in front, laid out by DeCrow. Sent Assessi to the ice. Zetzico has this one taken away as Koval trying to get to it. As NIU back at full strength, down to 38 seconds on the Drake penalty. DeCrow fed this one over. Norman will bring into the offensive zone along with Wolver. It was a full freshman line out there, but as Davis Bye enters back in, brings a little bit more of that seniority. 20 seconds on the power play chance. This one sails behind the net. Drake trying to get out of this without allowing that go-ahead goal. Pass back up top. Fed inside. Noble, shot wide left. 12 minutes left in the second period. Marks sends this one back behind as the Drake penalty is over. Brownell back onto the ice.
Both teams perfect on the penalty kill so far this afternoon. Or this morning, I should say.
Henderson checks in to put Drake back at full strength with 11:40 left in the second period. Wolver trying to get out of the zone. Great job by Bye to knock that away from the net. Pass comes over to Marks. Wrist shot deflected away. Goes to Assessi, and again goes up and over as they continue to pepper the goal here on this possession. Koval comes straight on, right into the waiting glove of Cole Jackson. He said, enough is enough. We're going to get a little break. I need a rest.
I think you need to catch your own breath on that one, too.
11-12 left in the second period. Still scored 1-1. No goals on either side here in the second period. It'll be Heim handling the faceoff against Drake's Charles Brownell. Burkett. Kowalewski receives the puck. Puck checked away here by Altacruz. Need a big offensive possession trying to regain the lead. Peterson dumps it off for Brownell. Takes it back, gets it back to Fisher.
Pass.
Fisher, leg pad save, knocked away. Had a wrist shot goal as Brownell flips this one and just a little too tall off the rebound. Brownell fed back to Peterson. Peterson, good defensive play there to take it away behind net, but Altacruz comes away with it over to Brownell. Back to Altacruz trying to set the offense. Couldn't get the one-timer. Wrist shot went right under the stick Fisher, Anderson getting to it for NIU. We saw a similar offensive position on the other side for the Huskies. Drake looking for their own. As Kowalewski comes with the puck, looking to get a pass down, and that is going to be icing.
No,
they wave it off as Heim is the first one down there. Can't get it out of the zone, controlled by Anderson. Puck deflected away by Brownell. Burkett goes under the stick, back behind of Euknes. And this time it'll be icing. Clock stops, 9:53. Good possessions by both teams on opposite ends of the ice, but no goals to account for either side.
Both goalies standing on their head in this period. Go back to the chance for Drake here. Brownell.
You might as well have put that on a golf tee, because that's what he put it up, and he just, unfortunately, I think it went right on. I don't think he got the stick down in time on the opportunity.
Alta Cruz brings it into the neutral zone, cross center ice. Peterson to his left, but defense able to do just enough to knock it away. As the ref takes a spill near the blue line with 9:39 left in the period. Don't worry, we did not catch that one on camera. Communication here between the refs of where this faceoff will take place. We've talked about how even this game has been, as 19 shots on goal apiece, 1 goal each, strong possession on both sides, and both goalies have been absolutely fantastic.
100%. And I know we all love goals. Like, that's the one thing you love when it comes to hockey. But when it comes to the goalies standing on their heads, you just gotta love the ability that the teams need to find a way to get those goals. It makes it more exciting. Speaking of, we're even on shots at 19 apiece.
Brownell has that one deflected over. Peterson gets to it. Alta Cruz comes back to By, over to Schellenberger. Schellenberger was trying to put it in front of net. Didn't get a good stick on it. Kept in the zone here by Peterson. Good defense play to here in front by the Huskies. We approach 9 minutes left in the second period. By, wrist shot. As Drake trying to keep it in the zone, it'll go back to the center ice. Alta Cruz. Good puck handling here.
Oh my gosh.
Trying to dump it in front, but the defense just too clogged in there. 8:40 on the clock. Wrist shot goes up wide left.
Brownell, another tee up. He just got under it.
8:32 left as icing is called. And I think there's going to be a penalty here against Drake. Might be unsportsmanlike conduct.
Charles Brownell's the one that went to the box.
As Coach Rudin going to talk with the ref of what exactly is going on. But as of right now, Drake is going to be on the penalty kill once again, hanging on to a tie game with 8:32 left in the second period.
Okay, here's what doesn't make sense to me. How is it a power play for Drake, or a penalty kill for Drake, but it's still in the offensive zone of Northern Illinois? That's what's not making sense to me.
That's what I'm wondering, if it's a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, because it's not a it wasn't a touch penalty. Because there was something like that in the game before us, that there was a penalty that was, and it was stopped for an injured player, not for gained possession.
Gotcha.
So it just stays in the zone that they were in. So Drake will bring the penalty kill unit out. It'll be DeCrow, Soroyce, Wolver, and By.
Oh no! It's going to be so it'll be 5-on-5. So it'll just basically be like you have to serve the 2 minutes, but you don't go down a man. Okay, that makes a lot more sense to me.
So that's why I'm even more thinking that it was unsportsmanlike.
100%. Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. No official indication from the ref, but
Wolver sends this one back. It'll go around the boards, picked up and sent back by Weitzel. Drake strong passing, just looking for one of them, other shots to sneak past. And it's kind of been the same thing. We've seen great possession and puck control on both sides and just stronger goalie play. As big move here made by Friedman, but buried himself a little too bit, didn't get the good angle. And another save for Cole Jackson. Here's Madigan. Pass deflected away. By trying to get it through to Madigan. Madigan, wrist shot, up off the glass. By sends it around, but getting over to it defensively is Schaefer. So Royce sending it right back. Brody Madigan, one of the 3 goalkeepers for Drake on this year's roster. We saw Drake goalie get a goal last year. Carter Osgood skating out against Wheaton, but a little bit of a different situation with Brody Madigan. His icing called with 7:15 on the clock. Madigan the ability to skate out as well as be that other goaltender for the Bulldogs.
it's always good to see a goaltender play that secondary role that you can do, so that way you can help out your team. You really only technically need 2 goalies. So only time you need that third one is if the first one gets injured.
Peterson,
What
big
a
collision
hit.
between him and Friedman as Alta Cruz looking to get back, help out defensively. Palmer was trying to get in front. Comes back here to center ice. Marks will pick it up. Sexton here on the near side receives the pass. Alta Cruz trying to apply some pressure in the neutral zone. Gets it ahead to Retsuko. Good deflection and great job by Jackson keeping an eye on that puck as Sexton tried to get a shot in down low. Fisher able to get it out of the danger zone, but taken right back here. Couldn't get a good look off the pass.
Jackson down. Oh, he's up.
And Jackson has had some skate issues, I believe 3 different times this season. He has had to come off due to a broken or dull skate, and they've had to bring Madigan or Osgood in to replace him for a stretch. Another good save by Jackson as he deflects this one over the net. Able to get this one out of the zone. Peterson in control, under 6 minutes left here in the second period. Each team looking for offensive possession to end in the red light.
Oh, in trouble.
And a lucky break there for Drake as that side of the net was wide open, but no Husky there to take advantage. Centering pass, and again, that one just unable. A great job by Schellenberger keeping that one in the zone. But Alta Cruz was focused on getting off the ice for the line change. Here's Madigan. Couldn't get the deke move as Koval knocks it away. Looking around to get it to Marks. Comes all the way over to number 67, Uretsuko. Madigan, Wolver into the offensive zone, 2-on-5. Get it back to DeCrow. This one will be deflected up and out of play with 5:02 to play in the second.
Much more even game than last night was. And that's one thing I love about this. 22 shots to 22 shots. 1 goal aside. Like I said, it's been a while since we've seen a low-scoring game this season. I don't think we had a low-scoring game this season yet.
Puck comes over here, looking for Wolver, was trying to get number 2. Puck comes around, Madigan looking to get into it on the offensive end. Defensively, Anderson was there.
Another dangerous body check in the corner.
Puck gets away, DeCrow over to it. Collision, no penalty called. And now it's Kowalewski back the other way.
Nice takeaway, though.
Surprised that was not an offsides call as it did go across the blue line. Here's Burkett into the offensive zone. Brings into the near side corner, looking to center it up, but goes off the stick of Eucnus, and Drake takes it away. Schillenberger, cross center ice. Gets it over for DeCrow. DeCrow, wrist shot, nice save with the leg pad. 4 minutes left in the second period, scoreless here in the second. Kaluski sends this one back, pass over to Burkett. By.
Madigan was going for a line change. If he had played that, that probably would have been too many men on the ice. That's why they sacrifice and get the icing.
They'll stop the clock with under 4 left before intermission. Drake got the early goal from Bladen Wolver just a minute and a half into the first period, but it was Roman Malik tying it up with about a minute and a half left in the first. Each team looking for that go-ahead. Malik fires this one on, looking for his second goal. This one deflected up and in, and that one I believe was number 8. Anthony Acesti with the go-ahead goal with 3:35 left in the second.
Just backhand goes right over Jackson's glove, and Northern Illinois finds the back of the net.
So the Huskies take a 2-1 lead. As Drake going to be playing from behind now for the first time today. Puck comes right back into the offensive zone as they're trying to add to it. Henderson brings it over center ice, gets it over to Altacruz on the far side. Finds Peterson. Peterson, a wrist shot. A little bit higher, may have had an opportunity to sneak that over the shoulder, but another nice save by Piros. Palmer playing up in the offensive zone, goes over, and Peterson plays it off a skate to himself. Might be the best puck handler on this team.
Argue Ian Altacruz on that conversation, though.
This one goes in to the Northern Illinois bench, 2:46 left.
Nathan Haim getting some action. He was the one that caught that.
Peterson, Altacruz, and Henderson bring the puck into the offensive zone. Looking for a one-timer chance. Henderson can't handle the pass. Under 2.5 left before intermission as Drake looking for the equalizer. Puck comes to the near side off the boards. Taken around here by Gambino, getting some of his first action of the day. Altacruz, 6 goals last weekend, looking for his first here in this series. Goes out of play with 2:08 on the clock. Drake 1-6 entering tonight's action, looking for win number 2 on the season.
Now what's following this game for Drake is they're off for a week, and then they're back at it the first full weekend of November, and then we don't see Drake hockey till January.
They get a good break with both Thanksgiving and winter break coming up for Drake University. And an offsides called here with just under 2 left in the second.
And in regards to these two teams, this isn't the only time that they meet. They will meet up at the tail end of January to kick off the spring aspect of the schedule out there in Northern Illinois.
And if you want to follow more Pardon My French coverage, catch us Tuesday night at Norwalk High School. Regional final volleyball action. Winner of that game between the Warriors and the Ballard Bombers advances to the Class 4A state tournament coming up in 2 weeks as Fisher brings us in the offensive zone, looking for another goal. Has one on the season, scored last week.
That tournament's still out in Coralville?
I believe so, at Extreme Arena.
Yeah. I remember when it used to be up in Cedar Falls.
This one dumped back looking for Noble. Comes back behind net, picked up by Schillenberger. Played forward this time by Norman. It'll be picked up by Sexton. Wolver on the interception. He, Norman, and DeCrow playing forward. Fisher getting a piece of that one, knocking it away.
1 minute remaining in the period.
This one's saved with 57 seconds on the board. There'll be a face-off here on the near side. Drake trying to keep this a one-goal game heading into the third period. Drake, only one goal, hasn't been for lack of opportunity. They've had some very strong offensive possessions, but haven't had anything to show for it since that Wolver goal early in the first period. Peterson looking to prove me wrong, though. Full head of steam. Madigan in the middle. And Alta Cruz here on the near side. Puck comes around the boards. And quick counterattack. Kowalewski showing his speed into the offensive zone. But they're going to say Eucness was across the blue line. Didn't drag that foot. So they'll line it up on an offsides call. 34 seconds before intermission. Face off between Heim and Peterson. Alta Cruz, 3-on-2 chance here. Dumped off. Peterson, nice move into the middle. Wrist shot, knocked down in front though. And now a quick counter coming back the other way. Kowalewski, 20 seconds on the clock. Kicked away by as he retreats back and gets another poke away. Pass to the near side, finding Burkett. Kicked up in the air. Trying to get it out of the danger zone. Heim comes away with the puck. 3 seconds. Turn fires. And they will let the clock run out here in the second period. Waiting to see. Yep, they will send NIU off. So it will be 2-1 heading into the second intermission. We'll be back with the start of the third coming up. You're watching Drake Bulldog Hockey on Pardon My French Media. 20 minutes of hockey left in this one. Charles Brownell still over in the Drake penalty box. It will be 5-on-5 action, but Drake losing one of their big goal scorers, not having him on the ice, as it is 2-1. We get set to begin play in the third period, as a late goal in that second, giving the lead off a Anthony Assesti shot. 2 goals for the Huskies from Assesti, as well as Roman Malik and Bladen Wolver, the lone goal scorer for Drake, coming just a minute and a half into the contest, and they have been shut out since. A great goalie matchup today between Jacob Piros on one side for the Huskies and Cole Jackson on the other side for Drake.
And I think we can kind of narrow it down. I think Brownell got a 10-minute. Thank you. Sorry. I think Brownell got a 10-minute misconduct. So it's not a game misconduct. So he has to sit out for 10 minutes of game time. So he should be back later this period.
Drake going with Wolver, Madigan, and with Norman to start things out in the third period up front. 2 defensemen are DeCrow and Bai. Quick action back the other way. Jackson deflected up and grabbed it just 19 seconds in, and they were going hard after net.
They want to go quick here because they have the lead, and they know that, and Northern Illinois knows when they have the lead, they can pile it on later, and they're trying to do that early to put Drake basically too far down.
See if they can get Drake to play on their back heels for majority. And we've seen when Drake gets a little desperate, they can go hard after the net, and that aggressiveness allows them to play a little free at times too. As Madigan against the board sends it around, comes over here to DeCrow. Wrist shot knocked away by Piros. Great pass forward. Noble going one-on-one with Jackson, and what a skate saved it looked like. At the last second, able to lay out and come up with a save there.
I think Noble lost the puck, and as soon as he was able to get it, Jackson was just down, or Jackson was ready to make the save with that back leg.
Minute gone in the third period. Comes back out to Anderson. That one got post. Second time that NIU has put one off that top corner in this one.
Third post. You might start counting them up. Post number 3 of the game.
As that one was out near the blue line, and pretty accurate shot, just missed it by a couple inches. Norman brings this one, pass intercepted by Friedman, but kicked away, and now here's Madigan leading the charge the other way. Davis Baia with him, but poked away, and Burkett will come away with the puck in the far corner. Friedman sends this one back. Pass to the near side, looking for Malik, one of the 2 goals here today. Soroyce might have gotten a stick in there to poke that one away. Henderson, collision near center ice as the Huskies maintain possession. Off the far boards, Bai comes away with the puck. Couldn't get it through the defense though. Altegrews and Peterson playing up. Comes back to Soroyce at the blue line. And Bai will flip this around the boards. Piros comes out of net to get possession of it. Soroyce comes forward, good play to keep it in the zone. Comes into the near corner, and NIU takes it away. Altegrews has to hold back to avoid an offsides call.
Still with it, though.
Altegrews somehow
still with it.
Somehow able to maintain possession there, but Drake has to reset the offense as he does bring it back across the blue line. Reset and attack as this one's sent around the boards. Off the deflection. Dump back behind, and Sexton in control. This one brought forward by Uknes. Off the rebound, and that is another goal for the Huskies. Makes it 3-1 here in the third period. Uknes set that one up, and a big shot off the rebound. Not much that Jackson could do about that one.
It looks like it's...
Is that Marks?
Luke Marks leading the line. So, yeah, that'll be his first of the night or second? First. Okay.
Luke Marks, the defenseman out of Andover, Minnesota, gives a commanding 2-goal lead to the Huskies. Northern Illinois looking to add on to it. Puck comes out to Madigan. Brownell finally out of the penalty box. Here's Wolver. Wrist shot knocked away. And not the best pass from Madigan. It was all the way down ice. Schellenberger able to control it. Pass to the near side. Madigan will get it off the boards. About 4 minutes gone here in the third period. Pass too strong off the side of the rink. And we've seen superb passing from both these teams, but NIU has just been able to control the possession of this puck at times, and they've had a lot of good shots. Jackson has stonewalled quite a few. Drake looking for a couple good possessions, now down 2.
Looks like we're going to get a penalty on Drake here for a hook.
Looks like it'll be Madigan headed to the penalty box with 15:45 left. Huskies looking for the series sweep, up 3-1. Under 16 minutes to play. 5-on-4. No power play goals for either team here today. Another one could be a potential sealer this late into the contest. Koval with it near the blue line. Fed back to the right side here for Noble. Goes back behind and receives the puck back. Cross-eyes pass. Deflected over off of the stick, looked like of Palmer. Pass gets away back into the neutral zone. It'll be picked up by Koval with 1:30 on the penalty kill for Drake. Wendy makes a couple moves, now 3-on-1 chance here. And just made a nice move, got past 3 Drake defenders and put it past Jackson. Power play goal makes it 4-1. 2 straight goals here in the third period to give a commanding 3-goal lead with 15:07 to play.
Drake came out flat to start this third period, and now you're down by 3. Shots are still pretty even though, 29-27 in favor of Northern Illinois. It's just the last couple of shots that the Huskies have been able to put on, they've been in the back of the net.
And a great move by Wendy, just beat Jackson. As that was a couple mistakes by the Drake defense. He was able to get around 3 defenders and then was able to stretch that stick out to sneak it past the leg pad of Jackson. Past the near side, getting to Retsuko. Retsuko goes back behind on the pass. As NIU is starting to walk away with this one a little bit. Brownell ahead to Alta Cruz. They could really use a goal here to try and get this one back into a manageable 2-goal differential.
Rather be down by 2 than down by 3. 2-goal lead is the most dangerous lead in hockey.
Puck comes over to Bai. As Retsukoda got a piece of it, now looking to bring it back the other way. Dumps it in front. Here's Noble, and that is 3 goals here in the period alone. Jackson left on an island, couldn't come up with the save, and now 5-1. Retsuko with the assist on the Tate Noble goal. In a game that has been within 1 goal for a majority of the contest, NIU piling it on here, trying to close this one out early. Over to the near side, puck comes to Schellenberger. As NIU can feel it now, and they are just adding on to it. They have all the momentum, and you can tell Drake might be a little bit tired. They're down 4 skaters today. Here's Madigan. Shot off the face mask, it looked like, saved by Piros.
Yeah, I think Drake's kind of finally feeling the tiredness from last night. I mean, they came out quickly early, but they just couldn't, they cannot find, they just can't find the offense here. Got a penalty coming for Northern Illinois, it looks like.
So Drake will get a power play chance, and if they have any hope of coming back, they are going to need a couple quick goals here, probably before the 10-minute mark, need to get this down to a 2-goal differential. This is Hojek is sent to the penalty box. 5-1 lead for the Huskies playing here on the road. Has not been Jackson's finest game. He's gotten beat quite a few times on a couple nice plays.
I will definitely say Drake has had some good looks on the man advantage today. So a power play goal could really help them out right here.
Here's Peterson.
They're setting up those chances below the goal line. And it's just the pass to the front is what they're not able to execute. And that one's just going to go sail all the way back to the Drake defensive zone.
Davis By will control it as Drake looking for a big attack here on the power play. Brownell sends this one around. DeCrow trying to get over to it. And another nice clearance by the Huskies defense.
Now Drake's kind of not able to find any offensive pressure here so far.
In front, Drake can't gain possession. Down to 40 seconds on the power play. A great penalty kill unit once again by the Huskies. Brownell, cross-ice pass. Wrist shot, no good.
Blocked.
Good dump in front, and another nice save by Piros. Alta Cruz that time just couldn't quite get it over that shoulder.
We said the pressure's here for Drake.
Good body control to keep Peterson away from that puck. 15 seconds on the penalty kill. Alta Cruz trying to look for an avenue.
Off the mask, it looks like. That
Another
one goes in!
It's a wrist shot again from Dylan Fisher. Had one last week, gets his second goal of the season here on that shot, making it 2-5 on the power play.
Power play goal for the Bulldogs. Now they're back to within 3.
Dylan Fisher, that wrist shot has been a problem for a lot of goalies over the years. A junior this year has been knocking that one in from the blue line since his freshman year with Drake. Clock with 11:10 remaining. After the goal, NIU back at full strength. Goal came with 6 seconds left on the power play. Over the far side, Henderson trying to keep it away from Friedman. Palmer comes over, sends it around the boards. And with Assesi coming in hard, Jackson was out of the net. He was trying to turn and get a quick shot off, but couldn't get enough behind it. Assesi intercepts the pass. He'll bring it into the offensive third. Had one goal earlier. This one fired, but blocked down in front. Another save on the leg pad by Jackson with 10.5 left. Madigan gets control of the puck. Puck checked away. Palmer can't maintain possession with Schellenberger coming in defensively. Palmer and Schellenberger fighting for it now on the far side.
Breakaway.
This one stonewalled, as that one did not sneak in. It is frozen with exactly 10 minutes left in the contest.
Not gonna lie, I think it might have, but since the ref lost sight of the puck, You can't call that a goal. Exactly halfway through period 3 here. Shots are 33-32 in favor of Drake.
It's been a great game for Jacob Piros in net. Done enough to give his offense the chance to take the lead, and they have answered the call here in the third period. 3 goals on the board for them. Five to 2 our score with 9:30 left to play. Burkett with it, brings it around. Sent back to Anderson. Anderson wrist shot goes off the body and saved by Jackson. So Royce gets it out of the zone. It'll be picked up by Kowalewski and sent over to Burkett. So Royce now to By. This one goes up and out of play and stops the clock with 8:57 remaining. Puck moved around here for Sexton. Mark's fading back to the blue line to replace him on the far side. DeCrow gets to the puck. Alta Cruz can't get to the pass, though. Retzico, pass intercepted by Alta Cruz. Leg pad save by Piros. 32 saves on 34 shots for him today.
Drake can get one quick. This turns into a whole different ball game.
Here's Peterson. Brownell behind him. Tried to go in between the legs of Marks and got checked off the puck for his effort.
That's one thing that Northern Illinois was known for these 2 games was pressure and laying the body. That's why Drake couldn't muster up much offense yesterday.
Clock stops just under 8 minutes remaining as NIU almost picked up another goal as it was tried to be set up for Noble, just couldn't handle the pass on a one-timer chance in front of net. Score 5-2 as NIU well on their way to picking up a series sweep here on the road. Here's Alta Cruz. Got post, 4th time we've heard that clank here today.
Like I said, if you're a forward trying to score, that sounds your worst enemy. If you're a goaltender, you hope that sound is your best friend. It has been the best friend for the goaltenders so far today.
Here's Brownell. Tried to skate in front, but had it poked away in the process.
Drake's been able to apply the pressure, but now we got 3-on-1 opportunity for the Huskies.
Malik lost it as he would have had a chance on the right side. Pass forward a little too far in front of Alta Cruz as Weitzel came away with it. Brownell collision with Gambino at center ice. Malik lost it again. Gambino will send it back to Weitzel and move it over for Schaefer. Colwell into the offensive zone. Heim trying to center up in front. Norman trying to get it into the middle, but played it out a little too far in front. Schellenberger over to Madigan. And Schellenberger will send it around the boards with Madigan and Norman coming in on the far side. Fisher, one of 2 goal scorers today for Drake. Wrist shot this time is snagged out of midair with 6.5 on the clock. Face-off won by the Huskies. Burkett brings it over to the near side. Plays it off the boards ahead for Kowalewski. Kowalewski in the offensive zone. No goals for him so far, but he has been an energizer offensively, bringing the puck down and creating some chances for him. Pass does not go through as Madigan gets a stick on it.
Pass went right onto Madigan's stick.
Norman checked into the boards. Heim brings this one over. Fisher couldn't quite get enough behind it to get it out of the zone. Heim will keep it here, brings it right back into the middle of things. Checked off by Fisher. Wrist shot somehow snuck that one through. Heim gets his first goal of the weekend.
That one, I can't, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I have no idea how that went in. Like, it shot from almost the corner. Jackson looked like he had every inch of the net covered, but unfortunately, if you think you have every inch of the net covered, there's typically, you don't have every inch of the net covered.
6-2 now the score as NIU adds another one, their fourth goal here in the third period. Drake got one from Fisher in the third, but it has not been enough as NIU close to coming away with this one, if not already sealed up.
It'll be the weekend sweep for the Huskies as Drake will try to go over to Northern Illinois to take back the two that they're gonna drop here in West Des Moines.
NIU had to hold back to avoid the offsides. Retsuko fires this one, goes wide right of the net. Big offensive weekend for NIU, 15 goals in 2 games, 9 last night, and 6 more piled on here today compared to just 5 for Drake. One highlight, Bladen Wolver getting his first career Bulldog goal, but it has not been enough offense for Drake this weekend, and the defense has struggled as well. They're down a couple of players with Sager and Bridgman out and Garcia being unavailable today as well. .4:15 left in the contest. Picked up by Acesti. They'll come over to Sexton. Eucnus. Pass over, trying to dump it in front for Wendy. Off the far side, under 4 minutes left. Little deke move put on by Brownell. Comes back, Peterson. Couldn't get a good look. Comes over to the near side for Henderson. Royce. Wendy able to get control of the puck, kicks it forward to himself. Couldn't get a clean shot on goal. Henderson gets it out of the zone as we're down under 3.5 left. Under 200 seconds left in the contest here today. A big third period made what once was an extremely close back and forth game into a little bit of a blowout here.
Definitely say you can pinpoint some of those missed opportunities that Drake had as a major factor in today's game. You gotta be able to capitalize on those one-timers in the slot.
The one-timers, especially the 5-on-3 opportunity early on, a chance to take a 2-goal lead, could not put it in the back of the net, and it was 2 full minutes. It wasn't a staggered penalty. There was a double penalty called on the Huskies. They will get a late chance here with 2:54 remaining. Got the power play goal from Fisher earlier in the period, but even one this late in the game is going to be too little too late.
I've seen crazier things happen. I've seen San Jose come back down from 3-0 in a Game 7.
We've seen Drake score 5 in a period coming down to the third, down 5-0.
Yeah. Crazier things have happened.
Yeah. But with how well NIU has played in this one, and Piros has been excellent today. Brownell.
You're just going to need the more pinpoint shots. Just get those one-timers off.
Alta Cruz looking to get it up to DeCrow and tried to get that one through the 5-hole. Did the splits a little bit there, able to save it. I think he saved that with his butt to freeze it.
I think my mid-region's a little hurting from seeing him stretch like that. Ouch.
That's why they tell you to stretch, kids. Make sure you stretch before everything.
A little shorthanded action brought forward on the far side. Sent down by Palmer. Under a minute and a half left on the penalty kill. 2:15 on the clock for the game.
Going to be 120 seconds. We'll talk about 200-second backdoor.
Brownell's pass got a good one over. Norman couldn't finish it.
Now, just imagine all of those opportunities. Hold on.
Brownell shot up. Another excellent save by Piros. He's got to have been player of the game in this one for NIU.
I know we like to give Drake all 3 stars because we cover Drake, but I'm sorry. I got to give the number 1 stars It's got to be Peros as the number 1 star of the night. Or the morning, I should say. I get so used to calling night games.
You're telling me. This is my 3rd game in 3 days with 3 different sports. As Norwalk Volleyball be in action on Tuesday, got the 3-0 sweep over Bondurant Farrar on Thursday night to advance to Tuesday's regional final for a chance to go to state. And if you're looking for something to do with the kids tomorrow, come on out to the Cranston Pencils Recreation Center, 515 Sunset Drive in Norwalk. Full arcade, dodgeball, bingo, cheap food, and raffle and silent auction prizes will be available. Even a TCG area for people that may want to play a little bit of Magic the Gathering as well. But 10-1, come out and support the November Suicide Prevention Fundraiser, raising money for the Trevor Project as well as for Mission 22 for military veterans. As we hit a minute left here in the game, as Drake will drop to 1-7 on the season. Had a lot to like in the first and second period today, but just not enough offense early on, and got some tired legs here in the third. Hoping to have Coach Jesse Rudin joining us for an interview coming up at the end of this game, so make sure to stay tuned for coverage of that. But down to 30 seconds left in the contest. 3 stars of the day will agree that Piros definitely deserves some love today for NIU. To add to it, Dylan Fisher and Bladen Wolver are other 2 stars of the game. Fisher, his 2nd goal of the year, and Bladen Wolver, his first career Drake Bulldog goal. Looked like it was going to be setting up for a great offensive day for Drake, as that first goal came with a minute and a half left in the game, as there will be a late penalty called. Clock stops with 6 seconds remaining in this one. 8 seconds, excuse me.
They put some time back on the clock here. See if can Drake get a quick face-off win shot to make it at least 6-3 here.
We did see an Alta Cruz buzzer beater last Friday night. One of 5 goals scored in that one. Wolver will have the face-off.
Well, we are going to get that shot.
Off the rebound, no good, and that will do it in this one. Final score, 6-2, as NIU comes in, drops 15 goals in 2 games on Drake to come away with the series sweep. Drake a week off before back in action here in a couple of weeks, and a lot to be able to work on. Like I said, great offensive and defensive game in the first 2 periods, but NIU just broke through with a big third period to capture this one.
Basically just a repeat of what happened last night, but instead it took Northern Illinois 2 full periods to figure out how to get their offense going. Cole Jackson really kept Drake in this game most of the way. Just Northern Illinois was able to find a way to get that offense late.
Might have had.
Go ahead.
I was going to say maybe some tired legs in the third period. Mentioned they're down 3 skaters today, similar to what we saw the last couple of years when they only had about 10 players available for most games.
Yeah, and speaking of, in a couple weeks, we mentioned Drake off next week. The next home series that Drake will host, Illinois State comes to town. The FCS equivalent of ISU, not the FBS, the one that up in Ames, the one that are out of Illinois.
Goal scorers today, it was Bladen Wolver getting things started in the first period. Roman Malik tying things up late in the first. Another goal by Anthony Assesti in the second to give NIU their first lead, and they never looked back, winning this one 6-2 thanks to 4 goals in the fourth period from Luke Marks along with John Wendy, Tate Noble, and finally Nathan Heim, and a late one as well on the other side for Dylan Fisher on a power play to give us our final score of 6-2. And we will await the matchup with Illinois State here in a couple of weeks at the Able Ice Arena. But for now, for my broadcast partner, Trevor Raichi, and our producer and camera operator, Gary French, I'm Tyler French signing off here on Pardon My French Media. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.